Harold, if you would, open court.
Bienvenidos al Tribunal de Andalucia, Alhambra. Welcome to the Andalucia court at the Alhambra. Here opens their court of their majesties, the perdurable Anton and Lined, King and Queen of Atlantia.
Hello, Atlantia.
Hola.
So we ask our newly installed kingdom bards to help us with court. So since we are blessed to have two of them, we ask one to perform and present material for the opening of court, and another to present material at the end of court where we run through the scroll highlights. So, and this will flip back and forth. So I think that's a nice way to start now.
It is. Thank you, Crown Bard and Rose Bard.
Yes, yes. So we want to say welcome to everyone. And you'll notice that we don't have masks on today. There's a reason. It's not that everything's cured in our part of the world. It's more that things are significantly challenging, that we can't do any travel at this point. So Her Majesty and I are at the keep, and we are coming to you from the room that we've established to do court from, and send greetings. So no mask today.
No mask.
Our herald is remote from her location, and their excellencies are remote from the barony of Hidden Mountain, and we are saddened that we could not be there with them to join. But we will venture forth, and we'll have a great afternoon. We've got a lot of positive things to do and some fun announcements, as well as looking forward to seeing the court from Hidden Mountain. Majesty?
Your Excellencies, I understand you have some baronial business you'd like to conduct.
Yes, we do.
Here opens, excuse me, here opens the court of their excellencies, Robert of the Misty Mountain and Bridget O'Shea.
We want to thank your majesties for giving us this time to recognize a few people. We're deeply saddened that we cannot be there with you in person, but we'll do best we can. And we want to welcome everybody that's watching and hope everybody is enjoying themselves.
Their excellencies would first speak to Lady Katrina Inyan Owen and Lady Keeley of Misty Marsh.
As soon as we found out that we were going to be Baron and Baroness, these two ladies contacted us and said, what can we do to help? I really think they were as excited that we were going to be the next Baron and Baroness as we were. Lady Katrina is studying jewelry making, and she makes beautiful pieces from several different periods. And she gifted Her Excellency with the necklace that she's wearing. She also gifted us with a bag full of rings and bracelets and other items to be added to largesse. And she begged to be Her Excellency's lady in waiting. Lady Kaylee is an accomplished weaver of trims. She found out that we were having trouble finding the belts that we wanted for our investiture garb. And she told me, don't worry about it. I can make that. And she did. And she wove us two beautiful belts. Had to work out the patterns and stuff herself and wove them. She also wove us several pieces of trim to be added to largesse. And for these reasons and for the support that they both continue to give us, we want to give them our personal tokens. For our tokens, we've chosen the mullet of 4 points, which comes from my heraldry. So we want to give them our tokens and our thanks.
For Lady Katrina and Lady Kaylee of Misty Marsh, who have received their excellencies' personal tokens, Vivat!
Right.
Vivat!
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 Pretty good.
Their excellencies would now call before them Lady Esme Bramley.
Lady Esme, you have been a champion, a superstar in the ANS community. You have been instrumental in working with Atlantean Midnight, and my understanding is you're spreading your obsession with needle and thread to many individuals throughout the kingdom. You provided a safe atmosphere for newcomers to come and display their wares for critique and inspiration. You have given everyone in Hidden Mountain a place that they can come and learn. You've been teaching at university, so many more things that I cannot list today. For this and the support you provided me and Robert during this time, I would like to present you with my Baroness Award of Courtesy. Our Baroness Award of Courtesy will be a belt of trim with the word courtesy emblazoned on it.
The wording of the scroll reads as follows. Acts of courtesy shine brightly in the darkest of hours. A generous heart adds warmth in the cold. It is with this spirit that Lady Esme shared her love of the arts with us during the year of the plague. She gave many people a welcome to distraction until we could be together again. And so it is my will as Baroness of Hidden Mountain that I, Bridget O'Shea, give Lady Esme Bramley my Baroness Award of Courtesy, done the 23rd day of January, Anno Societatis 55 at Andalucia Court at the Alhambra. For Lady Esme Bramley, newest recipient of the Baroness Award of Courtesy, Vivat! Vivat!
Vivat.
Vivat!
Vivat!
Their Excellencies would now see before them Mistress Joran McLaughlin.
Mr. Strawn, again, you have taken such great pleasure in your role as the new baronial hero. You brought so much excitement. You're so anxious to learn new things, even though you've been playing in the SDA for many years. You are inspiration to me. You have supported Robert and I. You have encouraged us when we felt defeated by the situation we find ourselves in right now. You switched from in-person hospitality hall to totally virtual so that everyone in the barony can find a place to gather together, to laugh, to cry sometimes, and support each other when we needed it. You've offered support to newcomers who managed to find Hidden Mountain during this troubling time when we're not allowed to have in-person events. There's so many things that I know you'll be doing for Robert and I over the next 3 years as we're Baron and Baroness. I would like to also present you with my Baroness Award of Courtesy.
The scroll reads as follows. a welcoming friend in times of trouble, a fire to draw people near. These are true hallmarks of courtesy. Mistress Juran has opened her hall to all of Hidden Mountain so that we could stay connected in the lonely days of the plague. She gives guidance to newcomers so they can make their own place in Hidden Mountain. For this and the many acts of support to her Baron and Baroness, do I, Bridget O'Shea, give my Baroness Award of Courtesy to Mistress Juran. Done by my word, January 23rd, Anno Societatis 55, at Andalucia Court at the Alhambra. For Mistress Juran, Mistress Juran, newest recipient of the Baroness Award of Courtesy. Vivat!
But,
Vivat!
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 Again, I'd like to thank the Herald for stepping in at such late notice and helping us out today. Thank you, Your Majesties, for all your support during this time. Vivat Atlantia, Vivat Hidden Mountain.
You're quite welcome. Here closes the court of their excellencies, Hidden Mountain. Vivat Hidden Mountain. Vivat!
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 It does gladden to see such strong representation and steady hand on the tiller. So we thank you for your efforts. We thank you for pulling together lots of today and making it easier on Her Majesty and I. Thank you very much, Your Excellencies. You got some announcements?
I do. I have a couple of announcements to make before we start on other business. First is that there is a new deputy in Atlantia, and that is the Deputy Diversity, Equality, and Inclusion Officer.
And she works for the
She
Seneschal.
reports to the Seneschal's office.
Yes.
Absolutely. And it is Lady Isabella Bourchier de Louvain.
I think she lives in Windmasters.
I think she does live in Windmasters.
So
So Lady Isabella, welcome to the Kingdom Regnum. And lastly, as you all know, or maybe don't, we have a baronial investiture that will be coming up in just about 3 weeks in Ravens Cove.
we've completed the pollings.
Pollings have come in. There were 2 sets of excellent candidates.
Yes.
And the barony showed great support for both of them. That was very positive and complimentary. And His Majesty and I have.
We're going to follow the will of the people
Of the
without
people.
any doubt at all. We have no we were going to go with that will independently because both candidates were so strong.
Yes.
So
And of those 2, Lady Neshka or Shania will be the next Baroness of Ravens Cove.
now, is that double dipping because she's already?
She's the Rose Bard. She's going to be Baroness, and she's very heavily involved in Bardic all over the known world. So I predict she's going to be extremely busy.
Bards are.
Bards. Yes.
Yeah, told you it's a 3-beer court.
He's had some already,
Yeah.
obviously.
They're pretty comfortable getting up and speaking. So
They are.
I think she's going to do a great job.
I do too.
And if you can offer some guidance, I think that's a good choice.
She's going to do great. And we also like to thank everybody who went in to help and conduct the polling. So, and thank you, Ravens Cove. And we'll see you all at Ravens Cove on
The 20th?
20th of February.
Fabulous.
Oh, one more thing. At our feet, though you cannot see them, are our Pyrenees puppies who are almost 9 months old. They're sleeping right now, so if you hear snoring, it could be them. Just warning you.
So, and they may make an appearance. We never know.
They could.
All right. Let's move forward.
I received the sign of intent there from Her Majesty. So their Majesties would see before them now Master Hagar the Black.
Hagar, we have called upon you at different times during this reign for services and support. From the earliest time that we stepped up We ask you to work on a committee with diverse people coming together with recommendations on how the kingdom could prepare itself for dealing with COVID. This was back in April and May of last year. That was a group of people who put together a great deal of work, which we have leveraged with the great officers, as well as different autocrats trying to prepare to move forward in the kingdom. We're not ready yet to start in-person events. We know from the direction we've received from the board of directors that we're going to put those activities off until probably the beginning of June. But it does allow us to say thank you for the work that you've done and the teaching that you've done, both with heraldry as well as where we are with the current situation. And for this, we'd like to recognize you with a silver nautilus. Do you have the text?
I do. I had a problem getting to my unmute button, but I do have the text. Many and talented are the artisans of Atlantia, but one stands out this day. Hagar the Black has traveled far to impart knowledge at the known world costume and fiber symposium, and we, Anton and Lynyd, King and Queen of Atlantia, do hereby award him the silver nautilus to show our great pleasure and appreciation for his work and talents. This we do the 23rd day of January, Anno Societatis 55 at Andalucia Court at the Alhambra. For Master Hagar the Black, newest recipient of the silver nautilus, vivat, vivat, vivat.
Thank you, sir.
And as is traditional on these virtual courts, these scrolls will be seen at the end of court, and you'll be able to get a much better view of them than what I'm showing here.
From the artwork and illumination and calligraphy,
Yes.
and be gifted with a song in the process.
This is by Lady Lucrezia Sarta de Napoli.
Quite lovely. Majesty.
Yes.
Teetery.
I know. Woo.
Next, their majesties would address Lord Merovecus de Blariaco.
Lord Merovacus, my apologies. You have been doing quite a bit of costuming. I know that you have costumed your lady. You have made a cloak for a peerage ceremony. You've done investiture clothing. You're also a great proponent there in your canton and in your barony, always willing to help out. So for this, your costuming skills that have been recognized, His Majesty and I would like to award you with a coral branch. Harold?
The scroll text reads, with dignified comportment and skilled hands, Lord Merovecus has created astounding works of art worn by those fortunate to enjoy such craftsmanship and artistry. Those who have had the pleasure are no stranger to his delicate, attentive needlework. His gift for tailoring would seem to capture starlight itself in the raiment he creates. So let it be known this 23rd of January, Anno Societatis 55, we, Anton and Lynyd, King and Queen of Atlantia, do induct Lord Merovecus de Blariaco into the Order of the Coral Branch at the Andalusian Court at the Alhambra in the Barony of Hidden Mountain. The scroll was done by Baronka Ingigerd Castanrazi. For Lord Merovecus, newest companion of the Order of the Coral Branch. Vivat!
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 Their Majesties would now see before them Lady Ciara of Novgorod.
My lady, it seems like every time we join a virtual event, you're there. You were, I believe, at our first one, and you were at one last night. your support and dedication throughout this very trying period has been noted. Your commitment to newcomers and to continuing to teach are also very noteworthy and commendable. We get, in preparation for court, recommendations from things that people have written in. And some of them are a little bit unusual. But for this, I must say that we've received quite a few compliments on your ham carved as a boar's head, which we were at the event and we took great pleasure with. So we are mindful and very proud to award you an opal at this time.
The scroll text reads, King Anton and Queen Lined, monarchs of Atlantia, commend unto their populace their worthy subject, Lady Chiara of Novgorod. Great deeds of work has she performed for them, long hours of toil on their behalf, and small services to enrich their lives. Such must be recognized, and therefore do we induct her into our Order of the Opal, done this 23rd day of January, Anno Societatis 55, at our Andalucia court at the Alhambra. For Lady Chiara, newest companion of the Order of the Opal, Vivat!
Not.
Vivat! Vivat! Their Majesties now summon before them the Order of the Pearls. And as the Pearls have assembled, their Majesties would speak directly with Lord Patrice de Terra Lepori.
My Lord Patrice, your casting has been noted by your brethren of this order. Your work last year, 2 years ago, last year, for 12th night, the castings of the medallions was really inspirational. The support that we have received for you and the recommendations to induct you into this order have been overwhelming. And we are very, very proud to induct you to the Order of the Pearl on this day. Thank you very much for your efforts, for your skill, for your teaching, and your dedication, and your support giving back to Atlantia in all the ways that you have. Harold?
The scroll text reads, Anton and Lined, by right of arms, King and Queen of Atlantia, to all nobles and gentles, to those whose these presents shall come, greeting. Let it be known that the Order of the Pearl, being established to recognize and honor those of our loyal subjects who have shown exemplary efforts in the furthering and spreading of knowledge in the arts and science, know all that we with these presents install Lord Patrice de Terra Lepori as a companion of the Pearl, with all the privileges and responsibilities thereof. Done this 23rd day of January, Anno Societatis 55 at our Andalucia court at the Alhambra. For Lord Patrice, newest companion of the Order of the Pearl, Vivat! 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 Their Majesties would now see before them Lord Lucius Castor Valens.
So, when we were looking at Lord Lucius, wasn't quite sure who that was, but Her Majesty informed me that we're talking about Castor.
Castor.
Now it all makes sense. Your dedication to fighting, your support, your yearning to become better, your thirst for knowledge, as well as your willingness to help those who are along the path with you, is well recognized. Today, we would like to recognize you with a silver osprey for your dedication and your efforts that you have shown.
The scroll text reads, "Delighted are we, Anton and Linnet, monarchs of Atlantia, to see those fight with a drive to improve, hone his skills, better his craft on and off the field, with the definite heart of a warrior. We have seen his spirit and willingness to share his knowledge with others. His attitude is truly an inspiration. It is our right and privilege to recognize this behavior and encourage it. Thus do we, King Anton and Queen Linnet, induct Lucius Castor Valens into our order of the Silver Osprey and look forward to the fighters he inspires. Done by our hand on this 23rd day of January in the 55th year of the Society, being the 2021st year of our Lord at this Andalucia court at the Alhambra as the plague continues. For Lord Lucius Castor, newest companion of the Silver Osprey, vivat, vivat, vivat."
And that scroll was done by Mistress Mordarin.
Their Majesties would now see before them the Order of the Golden Dolphin.
It's your territory.
It is.
Right. And their Majesties would address directly Lady Altani Bayar Vashir.
So, Lady Altani, you are and have been a driving force in your area, in Ritterwald and in the barony of Notting Hill Quill. You are always a presence. You are working constantly, driving, in fact, the inclusion of newcomers to things, making sure they feel welcome, having them be known, and that they know where to go to find things, whether it's Gold Key or whether it's, how to sign up for Feast or any of those things when we're doing events. And now that events have stopped, you haven't stopped. You have kept going. You've run and sponsored virtual roundtables, various classes and tracks. So you haven't stopped. You've just switched gears from in-person to virtual. And we are really so happy to welcome you to the Golden Dolphin. Oh, would you hold this, Your Majesty? Harold?
All the scrolls are stunning.
Yes.
This is particularly stunning.
The scroll reads, "Lady Altani, born a woman of wisdom, raised up newcomers near and far, wearing her high hat tightly on her head, hoisting her skirts with a sash. She ran upstream along the broad banks, gathering knowledge and knotted red cherries, with which to foster both might and mind. Wielding a sharpened shoot of juniper, she dug up rugged roots, and on primed pasture, the children of Atlantia were well nourished until they became rulers, each their own. Those pupils of patient noble Altani became wise and lawgivers. They said amongst themselves, 'Let us support her who supported us.' They ran downstream along the broad banks, gathering knowledge and knotted red cherries, with which they found the favor of we, wise Anton V and Linnet IV, Bending new needles into fish hooks, they caught the golden dolphin in the sea. Tying all she had taught them together into nets, they raised the golden dolphin from the sea. Thus they and we support her who supported us. Given this 23rd day of January, Anno Societatis 55 at Andalucia Court at the Alhambra, the calligraphy and illumination by Lady Corinne Valraven, and the poem by Lord Ishmael Reed. For Lady Altani, newest companion of the Order of the Golden Dolphin. Vivat!
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 And thank you.
Their Majesties would now see before them Milord Ni Mako.
So, my Lord Nee, you have actually started when you were just a youth. You won the youth archery tournament at Penzic in 2018. You have been constantly committed to archery. You have become the Baronial archery champion, and you beat out adults to do it. So clearly you have been practicing your art of archery and gained considerable skill at it. Even when you're not on the archery field, I've had reports that you are eager to help, and you are always polite and courteous when you do it. And that's really, we can't ask any more than that of people. To be polite and to be courteous and to give when something needs to be given, and to show delight in something that you focus on and take pride in. So His Majesty and I would like to raise you to the nobility of this kingdom and award you your arms.
The scroll reads, "The courtesy, compassion, and archery skills of Ni Mako are already legendary. His maturity and comportment and skills thus inspire us to create him a lord and noble. So we, Anton and Linid, King and Queen of Atlantia, do award unto Ni Mako arms that should be registered with a herald by now. Done this 23rd day of January, Anno Societatis 55 in the Barony of Hidden Mountain at the Andalusian court at Alhambra." The scroll was done by Baronka Ingigerd Kastanrazi. For Lord Ni, oh, go ahead, Your Majesty.
I just say I really like it.
This is beautiful, and it's based on a period source. I can't read it right now because I don't have my glasses on, but
You're too young to need
I read it before.
For Lord Ni, newest member of Atlantean nobility, vivat,
Vivat.
vivat,
Vivat.
vivat. Their Majesties would now summon before them again the Order of the Pearl.
Y'all need to get your walking feet on. Just saying. There might be another. Just be prepared.
For now, though, their Majesties would now address Lady Marie Helene of the New Forest.
So, Lady Marie Helene, I was unbelieving when I realized that you did not have a pearl. Indeed, I remember you from our prior reigns, which I hate to say is in the 20 to 30 years ago range. And even then, you were around and sharing your knowledge. If any of you haven't seen Lady Marie Helene on her scooter, and she usually has food with her, and she's always offering to share, and she usually has spices with her, and she is so knowledgeable about the spices and about culinary knowledge in general, and she's always eager to share.
Giving.
She's very giving, and she, offers you the food, and then she offers you the spices to sample, and she will talk about them in detail. And it doesn't matter who you are. You can be a duke, you can be someone who's a visitor, you could be, an archery, or it doesn't matter. Your rank doesn't matter. All that matters is that you're a person there who basically wants to learn, and she wants to share with you. I cannot get over that I get to be the one to do this. I'm so grateful, and I'm so honored to welcome you to the Pearl.
The scroll reads, "Let all who read these letters pay heed to the word of Anton and Linid, Rex and Regina Atlantiae. We have consulted with our Order of the Pearl regarding a particular font of culinary knowledge in our lands, Lady Marie Helene of New Forest. This noble lady has freely given of her knowledge, time, and efforts in educating the palates of the populace. Always eager to share morsels to feed mind and body, Marie Helene should be counted among Atlantia's gems. We, Anton and Lynette, are pleased to create her a companion of the Order of the Pearl. Done this 23rd day of January, Anno Societatis 55 at our Andalucia court at the Alhambra. The scroll was done by Lady Kinnisworth the Quiet. For Lady Marie Elaine, newest companion of the Order of the Pearl. Vivat!
That,
Vivat!
that,
Vivat!
that.
Now their majesties would see before them my Lord David of Hidden Mountain.
My Lord David. In a court that has been rich with recognition and rich with lineage, we are proud to bring you forward and say thank you for the efforts that you have done in supporting the large and the small activities. From the efforts that you put forward are the efforts which we grow a kingdom, in which we grow our love. At this point in time, we would like to raise you to the nobility of Atlantia and award you arms. Proceed, Harold.
The scroll reads, Fenrir slumbers dreaming in fear of a gentle sharpening his sword in the dark of winter. He trains in the cold and shall be ready for battle when called. We, Anton and Lynette, King and Queen of Atlantia, wish all to know that David of Hidden Mountain is a noble lord, and we award him the sole right to bear these arms that he has to register with heralds, that he alone may display. Done this 23rd day of January, Anno Societatis 55, at the Andalusian court at the Alhambra, in the barony of Hidden Mountain. And the scroll was done again by Baronka Ingegard Castanrazi. For the newest member of Atlantean's nobility, Lord David, Vivat!
Vivat! Vivat!
Vivat!
Vivat!
And Lord David, please continue. We need more of this type of activity.
Since their majesties have decided that today is the day that the pearls will get their steps in, their majesties would see before them the Order of the Pearls.
Majesty.
And now they would address, I'm not sure if I can say this name, I'm gonna lean really close. Lady Kinnisworth of Lost Forest, also known as the Quiet.
It's good so far.
All right. For those of you who saw motion there, it was because our Pyrenees pushed the box that the camera is on.
I'm gonna step out and recenter.
We're gonna have a little
You go ahead and
fixing.
continue, Your Majesty.
Yes. Lady Kinnisworth, I know that I personally am familiar with your scribal work. You have contributed scrolls during our reign most graciously, and your work is always beautiful. I know that you're also talented in stained glass, and that you not only do the glass itself, but you carve the frames. I mean, you're kind of a whole from start to finish. I mean, you don't make you don't fire the glass and create it, but the beautiful artwork is quite inspirational.
We could work on that.
We could work, well, we have a hot glass shop here. That's true. We do. You teach. You're not just content to just, produce a beautiful art, but you also are so willing and eager to teach others about the stained glass and scribal arts. And people love to soak up that knowledge. The order was very strong to tell us that they felt you needed to be with them, and why weren't you already a part of them? So welcome to the Pearls.
The scroll reads, unto all to whom these presents come, know that we, Anton and Lynette, King and Queen of Atlantia, are delighted with the artisans of our lands. Their works grace our kingdom with pearl essence, especially Kinnisworth's stained glass, teaching, and scribal arts. With concurrence of our order, we, Anton and Lynette, King and Queen, have decided to induct the noble Kennisworth of the Lost Forest into our Order of the Pearl and grant arms to wit, Argent Amaus Couchant Vert, done at our behest at this Andalucia court at the Alhambra on the 23rd day of January in the 55th year of our society, being the 2021st year of our Lord. For Lady Kennisworth of Lost Forest, also known as Kennisworth the Quiet. Vivat! Vivat!
Vivat!
Vivat!
Vivat!
Scroll.
I'm sorry. That was
Oh,
Mistress Mordray.
And it's truly beautiful.
It is. It's gorgeous.
Next, their majesties would address Lady Lilith of Glass Isle.
Lady Lilith, I understand that you are currently the seneschal of the canton of Kidland Downs, and that you've been very diligent in your efforts there to lead your canton as best you may during this very trying time. Like many others, you have stepped up to, make a bridge between the in-person world and the virtual world, and to keep your canton alive during these very trying times. We understand that it is extremely difficult to keep enthusiasm and to keep interest alive during this time. And you have really put forth effort and knowledge and eagerness to do that and to bring your canton together. I know that you also helped contribute to the new COVID rules that we are using in Atlantia. And there's a new set of those, I think, going up or will be up soon. And that was a lot of work. We had a whole committee who worked very diligently on those rules, and you helped and were part of that. So we'd like to say thank you and to gift you with an opal today for your hard work.
Harold?
You're on mute.
So I am. Thank you, Your Majesty. Attend the words of King Anton and Queen Lynette, rightful rulers of Atlantia. Seneschal, autocrat, advisor, and friend, Lilith of the Glass Isles has generously served her barony and kingdom. Therefore do we, Anton and Lynette, take pleasure in naming Lilith a companion of the Order of the Opal. Done this 23rd day of January, Anno Societatis 55, at our Andalucia court at Alhambra. Calligraphy and illumination by Lady Kennisworth the Quiet.
Did we just hear her name?
Yes, we just heard her name.
She's so cool.
For Lady Lilith, newest companion of the Order of the Opal, Vivat!
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 Atlantia, I know, but I'm going to say something.
Oh, okay, go ahead.
Breaking in on Her Majesty's time.
Okay.
As we run through the scrolls at the end of court, pay attention, because we really live in a very, very, I hate to overemphasize the term, but a blessed, lucky, talented kingdom where the scribal arts are so highly developed, and the scrolls that we are allowed to give out week in and week out are of such a talent that the rest of the known world is really an envy to. So make sure you take time and appreciate that. Reach out and let your scribes and illuminators know that even if you didn't receive it, you appreciate the artwork that they've decorated this kingdom with, because it really is beautiful.
Absolutely.
Go ahead, Your Majesty. I
It's
just had to say
gorgeous.
that.
No, I agree wholeheartedly. It's humbling. It's humbling to look at these scrolls when they come in. It's just amazing. Harold, thank you.
Their Majesties would now address Milady Hild of Mercia.
Do we have to print out the Pelican? Certainly. Okay.
It's on the card. I have it. Lady Hild. So I actually met you at Pelican in your backyard, virtually, of course.
Hosted by our Herald.
Hosted by our Herald, indeed. And so everyone knows, Lady Hild has never been to an event in person. She's a newcomer. She was a newcomer then. She hand sewed her dress for the competition, for the display at Pelican in your backyard. Never having been to an event. So she hand sewed it from scratch. She embroidered the hem, and she started and embroidered the neckline. And like all artisans, she looked at the neckline embroidery and she said, that's not meeting my standards. And so she removed it and she will start again. But for someone who is so new to the SCA, she certainly represents, the enthusiasm and desire that we like to see in everyone. And especially right now, when we can't get together, her doing that was amazing. It was amazing.
Commitment to excellence.
It is. It is. And for that, we would like to award you the Silver Nautilus.
The scroll text reads, "In this era of fashionable things, the beauty of handmade items has its own happiness. From hem to embroidery, her garb is hand-sewn with dedication, every stitch by hand with care, and above all with love. Though she may be a mystery, her art is not. Therefore, their Majesties Anton and Linnet present the Silver Nautilus to Hild of Mercia at Andalucia Court at the Alhambra, this January 3rd, Anno Societatis 55. And the scroll was by Irina Drabardi from North Shield."
Truly lovely.
It is beautiful.
For Milady Hild of Mercia, newest recipient of the Silver Nautilus, Vivat!
Not,
Vivat!
not,
Vivat!
not.
Their Majesties would now see before them Lord Etienne Lemont d'Anjou.
Etienne, last night we placed you on quest to stand vigil and to consider the responsibilities, burdens, and joys of becoming a member of the Order of Pelican. Upon a reflection of a night, are you willing to move forward?
Yes, Your Majesty, I am.
We are mindful to do the same. So, if we could, we have items of regalia to drape you in before we hear your oath. The first piece of item is the cloak.
Cap.
Cap.
There's
Sorry.
a recording.
So the cap of maintenance.
Thank you, Your Majesties, for allowing me to speak this day. Dear Etienne, the cap of maintenance. A chapeau, gules, turned up ermine. This is the heraldic description of the cap of maintenance, used as a crest upon the heraldic display or worn by a member of the Order of the Pelican. The right to do so is granted by the crowns as the recognition that you are a peer of the society. That it is a hat is significant in many ways. In period, to cover the head was a show of modesty or humility, and the Pelican should be humble in their service. It is lined with ermine, to show that the Pelican belongs to the crown as their peer, and as a symbol that the peer is a confidant of the crown. In period, the cap was first granted to kings, and as the cap supports the crown upon the brow and eases its weight, so too does the Pelican support their Majesties and ease the burdens of their reign. All Pelicans also belong to the people, and the cap is easily recognizable as to the status of its bearer. It stands as a symbol of service to those who need assistance, guidance, and leadership. This cap is not yours alone. From the hands that crafted it, Master James of Middleaston, and Mistress Margaret Wolseley. To those peers upon whose brow it graced before, Magistrate Emmelut Honsler, Maître Lucien de la Rochelle, and Mistress Brie Inian Ernock, and to those who shall bear it afterwards. We know that this regalia will gain renown in your keeping. With love it was crafted. With love it is placed upon your brow. With love it is passed on.
I don't believe I've ever heard that piece of regalia ever explained more eloquently or beautifully. Thank you. Next is the cloak.
Lord Etienne, Your Majesties, this cloak was crafted and put together by multiple people. Mistress Belfat, Master Thylacine, Mistress Addenda. All of them want you to know and understand that this cloak, while it gives you warmth, while it provides you shelter, while it gives you comfort, it should be a reminder that when those who come to you need those, that you should be there for them to provide them the same warmth, the same comfort, the same shelter that they need whenever they need it and to the best of your ability.
Finally, the most recognized piece of regalia for the order is the medallion. Mr. Stannis?
This medallion is from Mistress Tannis. From her hand now to yours. It is just as special and unique and loud as you. Everyone who sees it and knows it will know who you are and what you are. It is a symbol of the love and the service you provide to those around you, stranger or friend, whenever they need it. And Mr. Stannis would specifically like you to know that your peacock has finally become a pelican. And I will hold on to the medallion so that way he can swear his oath of fealty onto it, if their majesties allow.
We do. We're going to stay seated because I'm not sure that the camera will travel appropriately. For us,
We have a pelican here symbolically.
Mhm.
And if you would hold yours in your hands, Lord Etienne.
we will hear your oath.
I, Etienne Lamont d'Anjou, do hereby swear my oath to the crown of Atlantia, to maintain candor, fidelity, and devotion to the true friend, to never make a wrongsome oath, to deal not harshly with the humble or lowly, to remember the respect that is due to my elders, to suffer no evil to go unremedied, to give aid to the friendless, but to put no faith in the pledged word of a stranger. If I hear the fool's word of a drunken man, I will strive it not, for many a grief groweth from such things. To give heed to those that have passed, to abide by lawful authority, and to bear with courage the decrees of the North. This I swear until death take me, the world ends, or Atlantia falls into the sea.
For us, we stand behind you when you put your shield in front of us. We stand in front of you when our shield need be there. And we stand with you in times of counsel. We always stand as friends, we so swear, for as long as we sit these thrones and Atlantia perish beneath the sea.
We do so swear.
For Maître, I'm
Master,
sorry. For Maître Etienne Lamont d'Anjou, newest companion of the Order of the Pelican. Vivat! Vivat! Vivat!
Welcome.
Thank you, Your Majesties.
So at some point in the future, we will have a gathering for the peers that we have made during this reign. And it shall be an opportunity to celebrate yet again. But for today, take with this our love and our pride that we are proud of you and we are proud of what you have done. And we wish we could be there in person with you. This we say with all love and respect. At this point, we're going to take a pause, review the scrolls, and hear some music. But let us first celebrate Master Etienne.
For Master Etienne Lemon d'Anjou, newest companion of the Order of the Pelican. Vivat!
But,
Vivat!
but,
Vivat!
but, twice as wonderful.
Sometimes our emotions get the better of us. Cheers. Belchior.
Kind friends and companions, come join me in rhyme. Come and lift up your voices in chorus with mine. Come and lift up your voices, all grief to refrain. For we can't wait to see all of you lot again. So here's a health to the company, and one to this mass. Let us drink and be merry, all out of one glass. Let us drink and be merry, all grief to refrain. For we can't wait to see all of you lot again. Our ship lies at anchor, she's ready to dock. I wish her safe landing without any shock. And if ever we meet again, if by land or by sea, I will always remember your kindness to me. So here's a health to the company, and one to this mass. Let us drink and be merry, all out of one glass. Let us drink and be merry, all grief to refrain. For we can't wait to see all of you lot again. My footsteps may falter, my wit it might fail. My course may be challenged by a November gale. If fortune shall prove to be a friend or a foe, you will always be with me wherever I go. So here's a health to the company, and one to you lot. Let us drink and be merry right here on the spot. Let us drink and be merry, all grief to refrain. Whether virtual or in person, we'll see you again. So here's a health to the company, and here's one to you. Let us drink and be merry, whatever the brew. Let us drink whether virtual or in person, we'll see you again.
So we would be remiss today not to say thank you for some really large efforts from some people. Normally when we do court, we travel to the area and we have, for lack of a better term, a support team that makes all of this possible. The last couple of courts we've needed to do remotely because of the COVID numbers in our area, as well as the area where courts were. That it just wasn't safe to travel. So we didn't. Isn't our wish, but it is the reality of where we live, and it's part of acting responsibly. But to do these and make these courts possible, we would be remiss not to thank Duke Ragnar, Duchess Lynette, Mistress Esperanza, Her Excellency Katerina, and Master Melchior. Their efforts in this.
And Lady Colette.
Oh, sorry, Lady Colette last night did yeoman service.
Yes.
Make this possible. Some of the awkwardness and errors that you might see are completely Her Majesty in mind. They do not represent this team. It is a wonderful group of people that put together a tremendous amount of effort, time, and energy. Your appreciation for them is welcome, and helping learn the skills that they do so that you can help future reigns is something we would be enriched as a kingdom if it's possible to do. So thank you very much.
For those who didn't know, the last scroll that you saw, which was Maître Etienne's scroll, was actually hand embroidered by Lady Kira of Novgorod, who received her opal earlier in this court. It's a stunning, stunning, time-consuming piece of work that she has done for that. Also, just a reminder that in 3 weeks or so, February 20th, we will have investiture at Ravens Cove. It's their baronial birthday event. And the lady who you heard singing during the scrolls is the next Baroness of Ravens Cove, Lady Neshka Orshanaya. Court is at 2 p.m. We will also have a very brief drop-in at 1 p.m. at Bright Hill's baronial birthday to do just a smidgen of business.
Yes.
So we're virtually getting our running shoes on, and we're going to be visiting these virtual events.
So as groups get virtual events scheduled, let us know. We'll support you any way that we can. Our intention is to support everyone, pending on schedules. But it's really nice to see the activity level start to pick up. We know it's a challenge. We know it's more work than a normal event is, and we really appreciate those efforts.
So thank you, everyone, and thank you, Atlantia, for joining us today.
Cheers, you guys.
Here closes the court of their majesties, Anton and Lined. Vivat their majesties and vivat Atlantia. Vivat!
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 Atlantia.
Vivat!